Hello and welcome back to GTA. So we're doing a scouting mission today. We're getting ready for the Cayo Perico. We've just finished the heist that we've done, I posted one of the videos for the distraction rather, or disruption even, and so we're setting up for ready for the next one, going to scout. This was originally going to be a caption video because I did this over the weekend when I wasn't feeling so great, but I've just finished recording the auto shot video, or the first part of it, and found this sitting in the editor when I fired it up. So, and it was unfinished, so I figured I might as well finish this one first, and then so I can then start on the next one, rather than running two at the same time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head off to, obviously, the tower to find out what it is we're going to be collecting. Obviously, I already know what I'm collecting now because this is already recorded, but no spoilers, I suppose. It's not. Yeah, what does everyone mostly get? You know what I mean? It's nothing special. And even if you do, you kind of make it up with the loot anyway, so it always works out around about the same. So not that worried. We've got the whale here today. I'm hoping, or I was hoping, that I'll be able to pick up. Do you know, I've only ever seen it here a couple of times, the uniform, and each time I've seen it, I've not actually needed it because that was back when we used to pretty much do it in twos. So we used to be able to do everything in the compound and then just swim off the side of the island. But I did find, so I know one does spawn there, but I haven't, since I've been using the uniforms, haven't actually seen one there. And there's normally a grappling hook that was not normally. There can be, and there is today, but I'm not going to photograph it. Or I decided not to photograph it because what I want is the other side of the choke point, so the checkpoint. I want to get everything on the north side, well, it's actually the southern side of the map. We're on the north side at the moment. So I'm not going to particularly scout anything here at the moment. That would have been nice if the uniform was there, because that would have been like definite longboat entry. Straight there, pick up the uniform. Could have got the grapple as well. And then pretty much gone wherever it is I needed to go. But there wasn't one there, so we're going to have to find another one somewhere. And also see if we can find any loot north side of the island. So I haven't got to come back to the airport if totally possible. Yeah, I was looking out there because I was trying to see whether the Nessie was out there, but you normally get, I think, some kind of audio from Pavel before to let you know that he's around. So just waiting for the cone of vision to change, and then I'm going to go for the jump. If we were heading down to, the main dock, I'd generally go through the gate, because sometimes I'd go there first before I go to the main event. But we're going straight for the main event today, straight to the tower. And I think we're coming up for over all the gravel, all the grass, gravel. I'll have a quick check, see if I can see any of the vehicles. I don't go running down there and go drive straight into one. I do see one coming up, but I think he chucks a left. He does, which means I'm free to go. We're almost there. Just got to get up the top of the hill. We should be able to tell from, well, there's no guard down there, so it looks like it's going to be on the lower level, which is handy. And now we will be going up to the top of the tower as well, because there's a few things you can see from up there, like the truck. You can see one of the poison if it's down in the farm. You can generally see it flashing. There's a couple of places you can generally see the truck from. You can also find a grappling hook up there, but I don't know how useful that is because during the mission, mind you, there is a parachute up there as well. So all right, you take a bit of time getting up, and then you can parachute down. But with Rubio with his helicopter, I'm not quite sure how useful that would be. So it's not one I've ever used, even though I've seen it up there a couple of times. So that's that done. We've speeded that up, obviously. Keep speeding up to pick up the wrong, click on the wrong thing. And then once we get to the main event, tequila. So yeah, so we're going to shooting up to the top of the tower. So we speed this up as well. get quite a view from up here, and you can get to quite. I think you can get a few places you can get to that you can't get to unless you've got a helicopter. Yeah, there's no grapple there anyway. Right, so first thing we're going to do is going to have a look down and see if we can find the truck. So where's the main dock? And there it is. There's the truck. So that's very good. And I'm looking around to see if I can see this. I don't think there's normally like a pallet down there you can see a uniform on, and then under the coverway on the road, which I'll put into the middle of the square, right there. So the truck can spawn under that cover as well. But obviously we already know where it is. And then if you're looking this way, and you look at that little that coverway there, if you see something flashing in there, that's the poison for the water supply, and it can spawn in there as well. Mind you, that I've only seen that once, and that was a long time ago. A little bit like some of the grapples, the uniform. So now we want to go over to the main dock because that's where the truck is, and if we can find a uniform over there as well, then we're set. Oh no, don't! I remember this. I always do that. It definitely makes him visible. Bright yellow smoke coming out of his trainers. Now the idea is to try and get on the tower. Yeah, so worth practicing your parachuting skills. Yeah, he's done it easy. And from up here we should also be able to see a uniform if it's there. And none of you can see it, but it's down there. So he snaps a picture of that. So there's a uniform. So we've got the uniform, we've got the truck. All we need now is the jackpot to have the loot.
Guard uniforms. A useful disguise. It will not be perfect, but could get you out of difficult situation.
So we've got to get down the tower. Oh, and there could be a grapple up here as well. So this one's not so terrible as going up on the tower, but getting them off the ground is so much easier. And there is a place down. In fact, there's two more places in this area that the grapple spawns. Yeah, well done. Yeah, right, that one I didn't mean, but that one I did. Right, so straight on his face as well. Right, that's a bit better. And careful not to hit the trees. So obviously the first loot is just down here. You know, the ones we all know. So hopefully there'll be something in here. And there's not. There's one. I think there's one. Is that cash there? I don't know. You'd soon see me. I can't remember. Yeah, it's no, it's weed. And there's the truck. And there is a grapple, possibly on the red crane behind the truck, and we will pop round and have a look at that a little bit later on. But first, I think the idea was to go and see if he can find more loot. So he's got to make his way around there, so we'll join him when he gets there. Look at that, he's there already. So now we're heading for, I think there's a uniform possibility around here. I couldn't quite remember where it was at the time, but I actually think it's on the right. The building to our right is just round the corner from that. For some reason I go this way. Oh, because of the crane. Because, yeah, some of these cranes, you can get the grapples sitting on the base of the crane. I know it does it on two of the cranes. But what I've been doing, yeah, I almost get spotted by the car there. I just spot him at the last minute. Now, the bushes aren't going to keep me hidden. I was just trying to stay out of their cone of vision without running into the guard looking the... No, it's a camera. So there's 2 cash in here. I don't think that's enough to fill the bag. So this is why I wanted... I should have done the... As soon as I found this, I thought, no, I should have done the farm. and that's right the way over the other end of the map.
Remember, you are not a pack mule. There is only so much you can carry.
But before we leave, we're going to go back to the airport shortly, but before we do, we're just going to go and have a look, see if we can find a grapple. There are two spawns over by this crane, one on the crane and then one just behind it. So we're going to go and see if we can at least find most of what we need here, because we've got the uniform, we've got the truck, the grapple will be very handy. And then obviously we can use the truck to drive to the farm and hopefully fill our bags or complete the bags there. And the grapple is here, so that's good. So we have our grapple, we have our truck, and we have a uniform. We have some loot, so we probably have to go to the farm. I'm not going to scout it on this one. I think we're just going to head straight back to the airport. I did check the airport out. There was just a little bit of cash. I think there was a uniform, no wire cutters, but they'd be too far out of the way anyway. So with that, I think all I do is I call it quits and I head on out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.